Hey everyone, welcome to another video review. This is the Mecha Invasion Giant Legion GLA-05 and 06 Excavator and Bulldozer. They're versions of Scavenger and Bone Crusher. You can see them there in front of the box, so go ahead and put them off the side real quick and take a look at said box. And yep, it is a fairly good chunky box. You got the Giant Legion logo and their names and designations right there. You got right here integrated combat force right here across in silver lettering. You got them, of course, right there in their robot modes. You got Mecha Invasion, some hazard striping on top. You have Chinese warnings and whatnot. Also a barcode for something. Or QR code for something or another. But yeah, right there you got the top for Chinese warnings on the side. You have Giant Legion on both sides. It says Giant Legion combat squad equipment on each side. On the bottom you have the English warnings right there. And on the back here, you have the pictures of them in their vehicle modes doing, I guess, construction thingies and something. I don't know what any of that says. There's something in the question mark. I don't know. So there's that. Included in the box, you have two sets of instructions, one for Excavator and one for Bulldozer. And the thing is, they transform very similar to one another. There's only just a couple of little things that there's definitely a couple things instructions don't mention that you kind of need to be aware of. I go over those in the transformation video. And also, because this is supposed to be the last set, which again, for me, I'm going to be reviewing the first set last because of how I got them, come with a big old poster of, I guess, a Giant Legion. Big old poster, which, fold that out, and that's pretty cool. This big old poster. I haven't seen this sort of thing in a while from a third party, so pretty cool. They're doing that. Yeah. There they are, vehicle mode, because they are packed in vehicle mode in foam, by the way. Nice, very squishy foam. Yeah, you got Excavator here, was basically Scavenger. You can see, well, he is an Excavator. Surprise. Again, mostly just kind of this nice green. Got some bits of gunmetal and silver on him. Got this, again, this nice metallic blue for the windows. Some hazard striping here and there. Then a silver for the bucket. Some purple on the treads. Very nice purple. It says GLA-05 right there as well. More hazard striping. Yeah, it looks pretty good. And of course, yeah, Bulldozer here. You can see, got this nice bit of silver right here along the bucket. You got 06 right there. Some silver hazard striping, some yellow and black hazard striping. Not really a lot of purple on him. Oh, none really, because that's not how Bulldozer operates. But you got the treads there. You got the, again, metallic blue windows. You got some nice, again, some more smokestacks and whatnot. And it generally cleans up pretty well. It just looks really good overall. The only thing is, yeah, mine might be a little crooked. The thing is, neither of them have wheels on the tread, so all they can do is slide. They can't really roll or anything. Which I don't blame them, considering how he transformed the thing. I don't blame them for not trying to put wheels on here, but yeah, it's not a huge problem. But some people might be a little miffed that they're missing, that there's no wheels there. But I personally do not mind. But generally, they do look really good, and yeah. The thing is, they also very heavily, basically almost the same mold. They basically the same core mold as the difference is coming just the little extremities and whatnot. But yeah, generally, they're really good. If you want to store the weapons, you do so. What you have to do is you more or less have to bring this up, and yeah, you have to untab all this stuff right here, so you can then you're supposed to untab all this stuff right here. Untab this stuff so you can then untab this back part, and then right here you take the gun here and you fold it up like this, and make sure to fold it this way with the peg like this, and then there's a weird slot here that you just slot in right here, and then you bring it back down and tab it all back in right here, and you tab it all back together. So it's kind of neat storage, but it's like a little more involved than set B's. Set C's weapon storage is a little bit more involved than set B's. I'm not sure, it might be also more involved in set A's as well. So you have to do that with him, and with him you have to also do the same thing of just, again, untabbing these side bits right here. Untabbing the side bits, I might think I just scratched the paint a bit. Untab these side bits, untab it from the back here to lift it up. So then again, take the gun. They have different guns, by the way. This one, he's got this weird, triple barrel, thing. You have to, fold it up like this, and then peg it in right here, like that. and then, you know, clamps back down and tab back in. Tab back in, and then tab this stuff back in. There's a weapon stored away. Again, clever weapon storage. Oh, yeah, close that back up. Yeah, clever weapon storage, but it's a little more involved than the other set that I have is. So that's a little weird. Yeah, as for any sort of action figures, I mean, he's got articulation here in the sense that the bucket can move forward back there. There's a side here. There's up and down here, and there's another hinge here. So you got, you know, decent, I guess, stuff for that. You can do stuff there. This doesn't really articulate, really. I mean, you can move the dangle that, and these can separate, but they're not supposed to. But yeah, it's just there's no articulation for this guy. He's just a bulldozer. The bucket. Technically, these bits can go up and down, but the problem is they separate in doing so. You see, they don't go up and down and sync with each other because it doesn't work like that. Don't really work like that. So, oh well. So some quick comparisons. Right. So, because, you know, I just looking ahead to. Here's the Combiner Wars versions of Scavenger and Bone Crusher. Just to give you an idea here. Yeah. These guys are a bit bigger, obviously, overall. This is a bit bigger. Very different kind of bulldozer. Yeah, just generally, yep, that's your lot. A little bit more paint and all that stuff, so a bit of different shade of green too. There's that. Here they are with knockoffs of the G1 versions. That gun's still there. Yeah, there we go. And knockoffs of the G1 versions, which, yeah, you could... Yeah, man, that sticker residue is really bad now. You can see, yeah, just how much bigger they are than the G1s, but, you know, kind of still get the same general vibe overall, though, again, kind of a different bulldozer. And, of course, here they are with teammates, Tipper and Craner. Yeah, it's going to be a bit busy when they're all 6 of them are here. There they are with our teammates, so hey. So, that's the vehicle mode. Overall, pretty solid. We'll get him transformed to robot mode, and we'll continue this review. Yeah, these are Excavator and Bulldozer in the robot modes, and they look pretty good. I will say, compared to Set B, they are a little less so. They're still good figures. It just feels like they'll feel a little bland compared to Set B. Set B had some really good, cool things going. I think part of the reason is because they're pretty much the same mold with some tweaks to each other. So like, you know, the same base engineering. So like, because you're basically transforming the same figure twice, it kind of loses a lot of the charm. On top of that, there's some weirdness, like, you know, like this bit right here, they tell you to, like, you know, fold this up and clip the torso into place, but if you do that, you can't rotate the head around because the shovel will be in the way. Also, there's this thing. I don't know what this is for. I have no idea if this is for something. It just is there. It has hinges and everything, but it just seems to just be there. It makes me wonder if this is, like, for something, because there's rumbling going around about a upgrade kit or something that they're going to put out. But generally, I still think they look pretty good. They still have the, you know, both of them have their treads. I think some people really want these treads to be green because, you know, that's kind of Bone Crusher's thing. But, you know, the Bone Crusher onesie. But, you know, Or of course, maybe these treads being purple, but personally, I don't mind them. It's a little more realistic, I guess, for the treads. I'll go actually with Bone Crusher. The green treads would be actually fairly realistic in their own right, because you're basically the whole spray paint the whole thing green or whatever. But yeah, generally, I think these look really good, even with the shared engineering and whatnot. But yeah, getting in close here, you can see, yeah, you got, again, he's got that weird mouth plate thing. He's got the weird, Scavenger's got that double mouth plate thing, and he's got this, which is very reminiscent of his original, G1 self, although I believe it's upside down comparatively. You got some silver there. You got the caution, some caution tampos right there. You got some nice, this weird abdomen, the kind of the faux, I guess 6-pack or 8-pack or whatever. Purple right here with some, again, gunmetal. You got the silver and stuff down here, and the tread legs. This thing is kind of a bit of backpack, but it's kind of expected for Scavenger for his shovel just kind of fold up on his back. I've seen some clever things, but most of the time that's pretty much it. Also, he has this cool little like laser sight thing or something right there, or maybe a headlamp, whatever it is. So yeah, he looks pretty cool. He's, I like his. He's also got this big old headlamp thing that kind of picked out with gold, this kind of copperish gold color. He got, you got this kind of a face on him. You got, again, more caution striping on there. You got some reds on this silver bits right here. Again, gunmetal down here, right here. And yeah, the tread legs, although he's got the shovel bits as kneecaps, which some people really don't like. Like, I don't mind it aesthetically, I guess. It kind of differentiates him from Excavator. But yeah, we've got the same silver feet and everything, though. He's got a different backpack because, he's got the main part of the shovel plus his bulldozer bit plus the cockpit just chilling out back here. Which kind of makes sense considering, where it all winds up in G1 Bulldozer. So there was some homages to the original G1 designs, but they kind of put their own spin on things, which is pretty cool. But yeah, they also have their guns, which, you can fold those like that, and you make sure to match the right gun with the right guy, because if you don't, they're not going to fit in their vehicle modes. But yeah, this, they just simple 5mm pegs, so, unfold them and put them in the hands, and there you go, if you want. And of course, they actually, have batteries. There's magnets. You can see there's a little magnet right here. Tap that to the back of the head, and hey, look, lights up, like so. And same thing over here. And bam, eyes light up, and there you go. Yeah, magnet activated. That's it. It's just on or off. There's no blinking or anything. And again, access to the battery is real simple. Both of them. Make sure also, by the way, they're not the same. The backs are not the same. Make sure to match the patterns properly. Match the patterns of the backs of the heads properly with each other. But yeah, just slides off, and there's the battery. There's the whole thing, the battery and everything. You just pull that out, or actually bagged separately anyway. It's all bagged separately. But yeah, it takes CR927s. With this set for mine, these were included. The batteries were included with this one, unlike set B, which they were not. So I don't know. It seems to be your mileage may vary. If they're there, great. If they're not, you have to order some CR927s, which hopefully aren't too expensive considering everything. Yeah, it's one for each head. So there you go on that. And of course, articulation-wise, they're pretty much the same. Like almost identical. There's one little thing I'll point out though. But yeah, heads, you got that left and right, up and down waggle because it's a ball joint. So real nice head articulation. You got shoulders, which would do a full 360. Except okay, I was getting caught on that. But yeah, do full 360. Just gotta watch out for some bits right there. Outward, you can do that right there, and then of course right there as well. Those that's gonna undo. It kind of might undo things. So you have to kind of do it in a particular order. But yeah. Yeah, if you want to do the full upward, you have to do on this joint first, then this joint, or also kind of catch on this and pull it down, so be careful of that. With that upward, you got a bicep swivel right there. You do have, actually, yeah, you have a pretty nice bicep curl right there. It's pretty nice right there, or elbow curl. And of course, you have wrist articulation, unhindered, full 360 and all that. Waist articulation's right there. It's a little bit hindered, but the thing just kind of pushes itself out of the way, so you do have potentially more or less full 360, somewhat, or at least you should, except this bit right here, this rounded bit, which kind of catches this and then kind of pushes this out. There's also, thanks to the combined mode, there's a little bit of side to side as well, thanks to the combined mode. Right down here at the hips, you do have ratchets. Only goes that far forward. At least if you have it go straight forward. If you go out a little bit, you get more forward. Go out even, yeah, so that's pretty much it. Forward, back, we got that full range. You got outward, you have that much. No, you can kind of futz with it. If you pull this out on the double hinge right here, you can get, I think, a little bit more outward. And maybe, I'm not sure, it's kind of hard to tell. You do have a dedicated thigh swivel right there. There is a double joint, there's double jointed knee, which is also really cool, is this is a die cast bit right here, and on top of that, it's got tread detailing, so it looks like it's somewhat gives the illusion of an unbroken tread, which is pretty cool. Somewhat. Down here at the feet, you do have tilts right here, and you do have a bit of side to side, and you do have, thanks to transformation, you have a forward and back as well. And it's pretty much the same thing on this guy, pretty much all the way through, you know. The only thing is the thigh swivel, thanks to these knees, the knee pads is much more limited. And yeah, the knees can, you know, the knee pads themselves can kind of just work with the knee to articulation. Just got to be mindful of how it works. But yeah, that's the only thing is the thigh swivels are a bit limited, but everything else is functionally identical. Everything else is pretty much identical, including this kind of catching a little bit if you do it in the wrong order. So there you go. Another thing is the thigh swivel is a little limited. Some people have, you know, adjusted how they do the knee thing. I don't mind how it is, so I'm just going to leave it. So yeah, that's the articulation. Pretty darn good overall. So again, some quick comparisons. Gonna get these two guys back and gonna give them a little more space because, first of all, again, these are kind of MP scales. So here's an MP36 Megatron. To give you an idea, they are roughly MP scale despite their stylization. So, kind of in that weird spot of what kind of collection is for. And again, here's Magic Square's Swindle, just to give you an idea on that front. I guess in general, how they scale there. A bit taller, which kind of makes sense because, you know, Devastator's Constructicons always seem a bit on the taller side. Here they are with the Combiner Wars versions. Good news, he doesn't have a splitting crotch. There's the Combiner Wars versions. Give you an idea there. Here the knockoff the G1 version, including the Bone Crusher, whose shovel does not like to stay up. So there you go there. The G1 versions. And of course with their teammates, Tipper and Craner, whose eyes shut off. Don't tell me the batteries are already dead. Nope, there you go. I've heard that. Apparently that's another thing I've heard about these guys. Apparently sometimes the lights just shut off randomly for some people. Like straight up, like, you know, it'll just shut off after a couple minutes or after a couple seconds for some people. Others they just stay on until they turn them off, so I don't know. But yeah, overall that's the team so far. Looking real good. I'm just waiting for that, I guess, the final team, which is actually the first team, because yeah, again, like I said in the previous review, I dragged my feet a bit too long and it took me a while. I'm dragging my feet a bit, so it took me a bit. So that's Excavator and Bulldozer in the robot mode. So we're going to go one more transformation. We're getting the combined modes, and then we'll finish this all up. Yep, leg modes. So again, you got pretty much the same thing of like a lot of it is pretty much the same transformation, just some little adjustments between the two of them to account for the different vehicle modes. But yeah, largely that's pretty much the same transformation between the two of them. Yeah, and that's the other thing is, oh hey, it's Scavenger and Bone Crusher. Wait, they're the legs? Yes, they're the legs, not the arms, because Scrapper and Mixmaster are the arms this time, which that's one of the other cool things about this. Like, I kind of like, okay, yeah. That's part of the reason why I kind of thought that this set was pretty cool, because they're like, not being afraid of just mixing things up just for the sake of mixing things up. They're, again, not only are they stylizing each of the figures, they're also doing something different with the Devastator, which is pretty cool in my own opinion. I didn't bring it up at all before, but yeah, this is one of the cool things. Just simply, these guys are the legs, which means, yeah, the first set is the arms, which is also another thing they did, which is like, yeah, they release them in different order than most people do, because most, a lot of third-party companies like to release the legs first, because then you slowly build it up, and it's like, no, they went to release the arms first, because, yeah, you have to just wait. You have to wait for the final set. Of course, I don't have to, in a way, because I did it in weird order, but generally, yeah, you can see, yeah, they're pretty much the same thing. They got the treads for the feet. You can also see they're weirdly wobbly. I can't seem to get them to sit flat no matter what. I think it's a weight distribution thing, less than if anything. If anything, it feels like it's a weight distribution thing. Just simply, they don't want to sit quite flat. I mean, that's not a problem when you have more of the weight. I already can tell you this right now. If you have the weight of the rest of the combiner on it, they're definitely much more solid overall. So, yeah, generally, yeah, you can see, you know, there's some of the articulation you're going to have, tilts and swivels. You can, if you mistransform, you can get a bit of forward back thing going, but yeah, you have to mistransform, and that's, I'm not sure how much good that's going to be for stability. But yeah, the other thing, this is the parts that are going to be plugging into bottom of tipper. So these parts right here. So I can tell you right now, it's a dead solid connection. I'll show that in the final combined mode video. But generally, yeah, these are the legs. Again, I'm not showing any combined mode comparisons for these ones, because, you know, between the fact I'm getting them out, so these videos will be coming out pretty quickly, one right after another. Set A will probably be for not for a couple weeks, but I'll do the combined mode comparisons when I can do, you know, full combined mode. So at least for the Combiner Wars Devastator and I guess my weird knockoff G1 Devastator. But yeah, they're pretty good looking as legs. They work pretty well. It's a very interesting take on Devastator, just kind of changing it up like that. I generally like these, and they work really well. Yeah, it's just they're good. They're really good figures. Like I said, with the set B, set C is also pretty good. The other thing is the set C, just simply as a general, it feels a little lesser. It's just lacking. It doesn't have the oomph the set B has, and I've heard, my understanding is that's kind of the general consensus. Is sets A and B are way better than set C. Set C is the weak one, but it's not like it's a bad set. It's just kind of a little less. It's just kind of a little lesser as a whole. It just kind of doesn't have that same. Just wow, this is so cool. It's like, because I guess it's just something kind of, they're the same, pretty much the same mold. It's the same mold twice. So like it kind of hurts it a bit, but it's still really good. It's just, I'm kind of in a way glad this was my first exposure was this, actually, because yeah, the set B was a weird thing, which even though I reviewed it first, I got them later. I was supposed to get them first though, so I decided to do it in that order. But yeah, it's just kind of a, not that they're quite a letdown. It's hard to explain other than just simply, they're just not as wow inducing as the first sets, is my understanding of things. So, and so far I'm largely agreeing with that. They're just kind of not as wow inducing as the other set, at least so far with set B. They're not as wow inducing as set B was. So they're still cool. It's just definitely the weakest link of the whole combiner so far, but not bad in their own right. So still cool, but yeah, just know what you're getting to in that regard. Just this is probably the weak one. So yeah, if you kind of came away with it from set C kind of feeling a little lukewarm, know that set A and B are generally regarded better, and you might want to pick them up. But anyway, set C just came out. It's $90. I think it's still largely in stock in a lot of places. If you hurry, you might still be able to get it before it sells out, and possibly if you're in the US, beat the tariff. So you might want to hurry on that, because you need to get those quick before the tariffs really start kicking in. Because otherwise, yeah, it's going to be really expensive. I can't really justify these price of these things, these things more than what they are already. Because again, they're only $90, which means $45 for each. $45 each, because it's a set of two, $90 for the set. That's, $270 for the whole combiner. That's a good deal for what's going to be a 15-inch tall combiner. That's a great deal. So yeah, unless you are a stickler for animation accuracy or scale accuracy, or you're one of those people who have that your MP combiners must be at least 20 inches tall, this is a great buy. for sure. It might be shorter than your under MP combiners, even the MMC ones, but it's still really good. And I think it might go well with, again, I think I talked about this, but I talked about this before, but it'll go really well with like some of the older third-party stuff, like Transformation, Generation Toys, and whatnot, and even some of the TFC stuff, Warbotron. Those things which are kind of in this weird pseudo-MP-ish kind of scale, but not quite style-wise, and the combined mode is not quite as big as the later stuff. So, because again, there's all the other thing is they're also all in one, so there's no extra parts. As you saw, there's no extra foot part or anything. There's no extra pants part. It's just everything self-contained, much like the MMC stuff, which really also appealed to me. So that's why I think they're really cool. The engineering is really cool because they're really simple. But they do a lot with that simplicity, and that's just a really good thing. They're fun, simple, but somewhat simple transformers, and they're really fun to play with. So that is why I recommend them. And plus, they're also really cheap, at least for now. Everyone but the US will still be cheap, but if you're in the US, they're not going to be cheap for much longer, so you might want to hurry up. So, there you go. I hope you found this review informative and entertaining. Hope you like, comment, subscribe. Check out my social medias down in the description and at the end of the video. Check out my Coffee and my Patreon. And I'll see you next time with another video review.